What's going on, guys? I wanted to come here really quick. I'm really happy you guys are enjoying my videos. One of the biggest side hustles that I kind of ever did was I started to go garage selling. I have a really good sense and a really good vision for what's trending. I like to know what people's attention are going to. Before all of the sports card hype and the Pokemon card hype, I saw two guys talking about it, which was Gary Vee and Vegas Dave. I kind of caught it early, and thankfully Logan Paul decided to do his opening.
2 cards left.
Oh! We got a Charizard! So I got smart with it. I live in a town where the average population, the average age is like 70 to 80 years old.
90% of the time, I have no idea what the f I'm talking about.
And Cape Coral's really old. And a lot of these people had old baseball cards. I went around and I literally asked everybody from at stoplights, I asked people when I was at the grocery store, I asked them when I was at the pharmacy, I asked them garage sales, I asked them. My wife and I actually went door knocking as well, and we started asking people if they had any sports cards. This is the exact pitch that I say. Hey man, what's going on? Good. Hey man, really funny question. You can't laugh at it though. It's a funny question, but do you happen to have any old baseball, basketball, football cards? No, I don't. Okay. Do you have any old, maybe any old coins, any jewelry, watches, stuff like that you kind of don't really use? Most of the time they do have sports cards kind of stuffed in the closet somewhere, like it was the dad's or something like that. So I have literally spent hundreds of dollars and have made thousands and tens of thousands of dollars flipping Pokemon cards and sports cards. As you guys can see, I'm going to put up a picture here. Well, my car, it's packed. There's cards on the floor. I have an Escalade, and it's literally jam-packed. This was my Escalade that was completely filled to the brim with cards, guys. And now mind you, an Escalade is pretty big. I'll pop one up on the screen here. It was entirely filled. It was literally busting out of the seams with cards. I bought that cards. I think I spent $200, $300 on the whole lot. It was a massive card lot. And I immediately, the next day, sold it for $1,500. It was literally, I picked it up from one end and I sold it on the other. And I've actually gotten really lucky where I've gotten cards graded from people. I've spent $5 to $10 buying a big lot of cards, and I've graded some of the cards, and they've come back 9s and 10s. So I have cards sitting in my safe right now that are worth $2,000 or $3,000. I have a find that I have that on my wall right there, LeBron James. It's worth about $8 grand. I've had first edition Dark Charizards, so those are worth 8 to 7 grand, 7 to 8 grand, all because of sports cards. I have had my entire garage filled with them. So guys, get out there, and one of the easiest ways that you guys can do is literally make a post on Facebook right now and say, hey, does anybody have any old baseball cards sitting in a box somewhere, and or Pokemon cards? And I'm sure you'll get a ton of people saying that they have them. So make a deal, strike a deal. They don't know what they have, which is cool. You're going to spend the time, and your knowledge is power. Your knowledge is the key to the finances. So there are a lot of mistakes that I've made. I bought a lot of shit cards, but one of the biggest advice that I can give you is one, post on Facebook, hey, does anyone have any Pokemon cards or sports cards? Wait for their answer. And two, always remember that the 80s and 90s are considered the junk era in sports cards. So don't buy the 80s and 90s for a big amount, only a couple bucks really. You'll have some key players in there, but that's about it. If you guys have found a lot of cards, shoot me a message. Let me help you out. Let me tell you what you got. If you have 80s and 90s, I'll kind of tell you and point you the direction that you need to go. But yeah, let's make some money together, guys. Don't be afraid to ask people for their Pokemon cards out on the road. Alright guys, take it easy.